Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We came, we saw, we conquered, we did every Sky Factory challenge imaginable with one minor exception, but don't worry about it, we'll get to that in just a moment. I thought we'd do one final walkthrough here on the main channel. If you stayed up to date with the streams and the VODs on the second channel, this might be a repeat to you, but for everyone else, I thought I'd show you what went into the final few Insanity challenges and thought it was pretty nifty. One final send-off to the Sky Factory world, 65 live streams strong, and a lot of instances of it raining. In fact, God, how many times has it rained since I last refilled this thing? Like 250 times. Good God, this just loves to rain on my parade. But hey, we got it completed. So let's start off with the deep storage unit, which we filled completely just today, actually. 2,147,483,535 cobblestone, plus I think the 192 here. So you do the math on that, whatever it turns out to be. And that was all generated using this whole system over here, which you're like, how in the world is this generating cobblestone at all? It just looks like a bunch of tesseracts in a weird pattern. So the way this works is credit to Bacon Donut on the idea. I watched a video of his and I was like, that is pretty genius. So we have cobblestone generators fully contained inside of this. So the way it works is we have lava, water, and then it alternates lava, water in 4 different locations here. And all the blocks, the 3 blocks that are contained within, are cobblestone generators. So we've got these transfer nodes hooked up on 4 sides of this thing wherever accessible, and then 5 times 64 world interaction upgrades that are pumping every time that it, I don't know if it's once a tick, I don't think it's once a tick, but every time that it registers, it pumps 64 cobble into every surrounding tesseract, all 5 of them, and then it funnels them all on the same frequency over into the deep storage unit over there. And it was generating approximately like 10,000 cobblestone per second. It's not an exact amount, but it seemed to be in that ballpark. So we just had to leave it on for a while, and it finally got to 2.147 billion maximum value of an integer, and that was that challenge completed. But pretty cool. You can see the water and the lava dripping out of the bottom of the tesseract, so you kind of get an idea of what it looks like. I tried starting off doing this whole thing, and not nearly as efficient. This is probably the most efficient way that you can generate cobblestone, I think. Maybe someone has a better way, but it seems pretty good to me. Next up, speaking of cobblestone, we have a full chunk of triple compressed cobblestone. This is only 65 million cobblestone contained here. Again, each of these triple compressed, so 9 to the 3rd power at 720 something, whatever it ends up being. And every single block in here, this is totally solid, not hollow. But again, only 65 million, which is a very small number in comparison to 2.147 billion. So not much of a challenge. Just used the Super Builder's wand, built them all up to the top, and it's one solid chunk from y equals 0 all the way up to y equals 256 or whatever it may be. Now we got the maximum size big reactor, which you may have seen previously since I did a video in the past just dedicated to what does a maximum size big reactor do. And so not only is this a maximum size big reactor, but every single one of these stacks that doesn't have a fuel rod under it is diamonds, completely filled with diamonds, like those diamond blocks, the entire reactor. And right now we're at 29.3% full. I have a bunch more Eloria. My save actually crashed the first time around filming this video. So it reset some of my progress. So if let's just throw a few more of the blocks into here, and it should actually get it, going up a little bit more in power. We should be able to get the thing over a million RF per tick if we just throw all this in there and then decrease the control rod insertion to a solid 0%, and then we'll see what it's generating. So let's do that real quickly, because thank you, computer. It wasn't even the save that crashed. My computer blue screened. I was like, nice, just when I'm recording the overview video, and there we go. We're over a million RF per tick now. So pretty fancy stuff. You can actually see what sort of impact that has over here. If we go over to our energy storage thing, Draconic Evolution energy storage, we are going up approximately like over 10 million RF per second. So not too shabby, not too shabby. We're at 440 billion. It would be higher if this thing didn't reset all the time when I turn off and reload Sky Factory, but not too shabby. Now, in order to create this gigantic big reactor and fill it with diamonds, it took a lot of magical crops. to generate diamonds. We had it was probably in the 180,000 diamonds realm in order to make that thing work. So that was generated over here using this whole farming station dealio. One of the insanity challenges was to create 20 maximum size farming stations. So that means 20 farming stations, all with an octadic capacitor in them, which we do have here. And but only 7 of them actually have the reinforced watering cans, because that's the maximum I was able to make before it was like, sorry, but your soul, it's too weak. It's been spread too thin. You can't make any more of those reinforced watering cans. So good luck. You can't make more Horcruxes than Voldemort. Voldemort hit the limit, and you're not going to go over that. So, except, you know, I use watering cans as my Horcruxes because I'm fancy like that. And they're not hidden either. If anyone wanted to steal my Horcruxes, just grab the watering cans. Fortunately, I'm the only one in here, so that's good. Although, I'm actually putting a link to the save in the description, so if you are interested in downloading it and trying for yourself, you can. You just have to make sure you have Sky Factory 2 installed in order to load it. Won't work in vanilla, obviously. I think that's given. Anyway, so all these are generating diamonds when I had it set to its max. Now, these are on Eulorium, but again, 7 maximum size watering cans, all generating diamond, and it took like leaving it overnight, 2 nights, in order to get the amount that we needed to fill that thing up with diamonds. So no easy task. Over here, actively cooled reactor, just, you know, kind of an afterthought just in order to take off the challenge since I hadn't done it earlier. So we had steam going in, water cycling. I turned this thing into a steam generator, the largest steam generator in the world. And it was generating like, I don't know, 7,000 RF per tick. Somewhere in that range. Probably not enough to really power all of the stuff that we have going on, but even so, challenge completed. All right, Moo Fluid Cows. We were finally able to get it. Well, I mean, if you didn't watch the whole series, you don't know the saga that went into these things, but finally good. We're able to use, what was it, some kind of spawner thing via Ender.io. We were able to bind it with a Fluid Cow soul and then use this in order to spawn some more cows. For some reason, it hit 20, which was the amount we need for the challenge, and then it was like, I'm not spawning any more cows, so good luck. And I was like, oh, you have 1 duplicate, but it's funny, I don't, it's fine. And then we've got all of these ranchers that are automatically harvesting the fluids from the cows, and it's powered via the Tesseract in the center that's wired out to all of them via the conduits. So that was the Moo Fluid Cow challenge out of the way. That was another insanity challenge, I should mention. And then we've also got the fill a resonant ender cell, what's it called? A resonant energy cell, which holds 80 million RF in under 3 minutes using Stirling generators. Stirling generators generate a whopping 20 RF per tick. So we have to fill an 80 million RF thing in under 3 minutes using that. And so, needless to say, it required a lot of them. This is like 1,000 something, 1,200 maybe, and these are all called hyper rationing pipes, which took coal, which I had via an export bus out of my ME system, pumped into this Tesseract, and then automatically distributed evenly using these hyper rationing pipes. So these will deliver 1 of whatever item is going through them to every destination before repeating the process. Or I think it might just generate 1, deliver 1 until that 1 is gone, and then it refills it. So these were the best way to do it. And then this was the most tedious thing I had to do in the entirety of Sky Factory, because you cannot use a builder's wand on the energy conduit. So I had to place these all down 1 by 1 and then divide them up. The reason for dividing them up is these hold a maximum of 640 RF. These generate 20 RF per tick. So 20 times 32, which is how many we have in a row here, is 640. If we go over that, we have lost power because the conduit can't handle carrying that much. That's why I had to divide them in half. So each of these runs brings 640 RF per tick out to the Tesseract, and then the Tesseract sends the power over to that one, which pumps it into the Resonant Energy cell. And I actually tried it once, was like 7 seconds off, so I had to add 2 more rows here, and then just went and added a few octadict ones that generate 80 RF per tick on a separate branch over here, and we were able to get it in 2 minutes and 58 seconds, 57, 58 seconds, somewhere in that ballpark. So we got that challenge completed. And I believe that is all the insanity challenges that you hadn't yet seen. Oh, except for one, which is over in the Nether, which I think is actually pretty awesome. So I'll run over into the Nether. That's the turn a Nether quarry, not turn a Nether quarry, turn a Nether fortress into dirt using an Ender quarry. it really doesn't like sending me into the end. But let me put on my leggings here and fly on over to it. I love this one. I was so pleased when I was like, let's check on the status of this. And I came in here and look at this. So we used, wherever I put the thing, right here. So this thing is outlined for the entirety of this whole nether fortress. And so it mined it all out and turned the entirety of it into dirt. But then the top of it turned into grass and it grew a bunch of flowers and stuff. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And yet it still generates the nether mobs and stuff. So I don't know. I thought it was super awesome when I stumbled upon it. And that was another one of the insanity challenges. So you're now wondering what was the one that you weren't able to do. So that was the produce 1 billion RF per tick. The way you're supposed to do this is that you're supposed to make a bunch of these nether star generators. The nether star generator times 64. And then they're supposed to generate like 3.5 million RF per tick, which is like over double what our maximum size big reactor is doing, almost triple in its current setup with the amount of yellorium that it has. Except the problem is they only actually generate, due to a bug or something, somewhere in the realm of, I don't know, like 30,000, 40,000 RF per tick. So I was like, I don't want to grind all these things out only to really not have completion, because that just sounded like kind of a bummer. It's like, oh, we've gone through the motion of grinding this thing out and we don't actually get to reap the rewards of it. So that's kind of silly. So I was like, hey, it's bugged out. Let's just keep on doing what we're gonna do with the other challenges, and that was that there. But fill the DSU. Oh, we ran the 1K by 1K ender quarry. That was really simple and straightforward. Turn the nether fortress into dirt. Oh yeah, the cryo-stabilized conduits. But it's just these things over here. They're supposed to have infinite energy transfer, except they didn't seem to work like they were supposed to, so I ended up removing them in a lot of locations that I had put them down because they were being weird for whatever reason. But it's just you make the thing and then you fill it with cryothium in a fluid transposer, and that makes them. So wasn't anything super crazy, but it was what it was. Farming stations, fill the chunk with triple compressed, the Sterling generator thing, diamond blocks, move fluid cows, and yeah, that was that, man. So Sky Factory, challenge complete. And again, if you're interested in the save, checking it out yourself, link is in the description, and you can eat your heart out. So I think that'll about do it for now. It's a big download, by the way. Pretty big download. So be warned. Be warned on that. Like 400 megabytes or something. Anyway. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. And if you do have any interest in going back and watching any of the series, youtube.com/CaptainSparklez2 is the place to go. And it's all there. It is all there for you to watch. And that's all. And stay tuned for, hopefully I can figure out another cool series to live stream and stuff. So that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. And make sure to like if you liked. Check the second channel for more. And subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time.